Break. Yeah. I'm sorry. I've not done an intro in so long, so I'm very, very rusty. On today's episode, as you can see, I'm happy because we have a very special guest with us. Some of you, this is a very familiar face. To us, it is indeed a very familiar face. But our guest today is nobody other than Tammy. Welcome, Tammy. Welcome to
Cue the background clap.
Welcome to your own episode on the block. So today we'll be talking about Installed by T. And for those who don't know, would you like to introduce or explain what Installed by T is?
So Installs by T is
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Installs by T is my baby. It's my business right now. I install wigs, I style wigs, revamp wigs, just anything to make the girls look beautiful and stay beautiful.
Amazing. Yeah, and so how long have you been doing that, if I may ask?
To be honest, Installs by T was streamlined. I initially used to do braids for people, like wash your hair, do all back, all of that. And then I don't like standing for too long. Braids is like 8 hours standing.
Yeah,
so I streamlined it into wigs. Because back in Nigeria, I was always making wigs. Like I was always practicing how to make wigs and all of that.
Just for yourself or?
For myself, yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
And then sometimes people would see me and be like, oh, can you do this for me? And I'd be like, yeah. And it wasn't a business then.
You just did it for free.
Exactly.
Try.
And I was learning from YouTube too.
That's dope. Self-improvement.
Yeah, so when I came to Canada, I just decided like I don't want to do braids because it's stressful and it's not something I enjoy doing. I enjoy playing with wigs and trying different styles and trying different things. So yeah, that's how I got into the whole wig install business.
If you work, if you do what you love doing, you'll never work a day in your life. So that's basically what it is for you. Like I can imagine, like you said, braiding no more, no be beans, bro. Every day I wonder how
your fingers will be.
I see. That's another thing people don't talk about. Is like it can affect you, like your physical. It can affect your hand. I heard people get arthritis, and all that stuff. You know, because imagine I don't know what they're called, but you know those tiny braids and all those things that you have to.
Like the micro
and the way,
braids.
bro, I'm like, it's not easy, man. So.
I'm sure like doing it for multiple people in it. It's not just one person. You're doing it for multiple people.
Like imagine doing your 8-hour shift. You now have to do another 8 hours.
8 hour shift of braiding hair.
No,
and I guess also I'm looking at it this way because it's something that I wouldn't enjoy doing.
Exactly.
Because I have friends that are breeders that to them the 8 hours is nothing. Do you get what I'm saying? But to me it's everything. Because it's not something I enjoy. Yeah.
Know yourself, bro. That's really smart. Because now you might, let me just do it because it's in high demand. But it's like it would affect the quality of your work, and that affects your name, your brand, and everything. So that's really good for you. I was going to ask you what the inspiration behind the brand is, but you pretty much answered that. But if there's more you'd like to share, we're listening. Well,
the inspiration in general would just be the fact that I feel like it might be cliche to say, but like when I install wigs and try styling wigs and I see like my client's reaction, it makes me feel so happy. Like that gets me on a high for a few days before I get off that high. Or when I install a wig and someone compliments me, like it gets me on. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's something that I just enjoy it when people come and leave looking different and feeling different.
Making an impact in people's lives. And that's dope because true, like, that many times I've told you, oh wow, your hair is so nice, you know, those kind of.
Jeffrey tells me a lot.
Me as a man, like, I never really knew the difference between what they call that thing again. That rope thing that used to come out, that is like
lace.
Like nets. Lace, thank you. Lace. I never knew.
Whoa.
Bro, but I described that you understood.
You know that when I said lace, I was like, maybe it's lace. It cannot be lace, but
bro, it's lace now. It's not lace that used to come from the front. So, I never knew, like, a lot of women would be like, oh, the lace is showing, things like that. I mean, I never knew the difference, because to me, wig na wig. But it's like with you, I go to look, I'm like, bro, this thing is coming from my scalp. This is not, like, this cannot be a wig. You get me? So, I'll give you that one, bro. I'll give you that high. You say it gives you a high for days. Take your high.
5 business days.
The startup process, because it's something that you already doing. Like, you know, people that, for example, that started cooking when they were young versus someone who just started cooking at their in their 20s or something. It's always a different experience. So I'm pretty sure your own startup process was probably different because you
Yeah.
no longer, or you didn't start up like, oh, I want to start it as a business. So it's not like, oh, you sat down how to make wigs, how to, you know, sell, how to turn it into a business. You didn't have to learn because you started learning the craft for the craft itself, right? So I'm pretty sure your whole startup process was different in a way. So would you like explain it to us? Because, sorry to interrupt, but to me, in my head, is like, installs by T probably started like last year or 2 years ago. You get me? I just recently saw the Instagram page like couple months back. You get me? So in my head it's like, okay, that's when you decided to start. But from what you literally just told us that since Nigeria, so that's at least 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Right. So what was it like?
When it comes to making hair, I've been making hair since I was really, really little. Like I remember going to the salon with my mom, and I would literally be taking attachments from what they're doing on my mom's hair and be braiding it on the leg of a chair.
Wow.
So it was something that I always liked doing, and that was just from watching them.
Sorry, around what age? Like your teenage?
This was like 9, 10.
Wow, very young, very young.
I started making my sisters hair. Like they stopped going to the salon when I was like 14, 15 because I just really liked it. But when it comes to like startup in Canada, being in Canada, I feel like that pushed me off the course for a while. So I didn't start when I came. Right? I was still trying to figure out so many things. Installs by T started officially in 2022.
You're very, you pronounce that D in 2000. Like, I've never heard people say that thing like 2000 and, I'm sorry, but that one took me off guard.
I didn't even know I did that. It started in 2022.
Okay.
And then, but then the Instagram page came 2023 ending. The reason why I came 2023 ending was because I started in 2022 and I was literally just only sticking to installing for my friends.
Okay.
Because I was very scared of like going outside and then someone saying, look at what you jacked up my lace. Like, so buy me another wig. So I'm just like, I wanted to stick to my friends, but then my friends kept on saying like, you can't just do this, like you have to go out. And then sometimes I'll go to church and they'll be like, did you do this yourself? Did you do installs for other people?
Yeah.
And then I did an install. My first client was a random stranger.
You see,
like a very random stranger that saw my hair one day on the street, and she was just like, "Oh, I really like your install. Can you help me install?" It's like, yeah, and then she
Angel be that too.
I'm telling you.
Wow.
She was my first client, and my first client outside my circle of friends.
Right.
And her reaction to the install, and best believe, guys, 2022 install that I did, it did not eat. It didn't eat. The lace was there because I was still pretty much like improving and trying to understand everything again after like such a long break, right? So I know that I'm a perfectionist. So when I was looking at what I did, I was like, I can fix this, I can fix this, I can fix that. That's all I was seeing. But she stood up and she was like, this is so beautiful. I'm going to tell everyone about this hair. Like, this is so great. I didn't even know it could look like this. And then after that, I was just like, yeah, I love this reaction. And I'm going to, my aim right now is to get this reaction from everyone that meets me.
Everybody, bro. That's like the flame that gets it running.
So if I don't get that reaction, then even if I get the reaction, I still see areas of improvement.
Yep.
I'm constantly improving. I've forgotten the question.
No, keep going.
Okay, so I'm constantly improving.
The startup process.
Yeah, I'm constantly improving and all of that. Yeah, the Instagram page started 2023. I'm a very, very shy person. I'm not an outgoing person when it comes to, in general, when it comes to meeting strangers or anything.
Right.
So even the creation of the Instagram page, I went to Canva. I created a poster for myself. I did everything by myself, and I was like, "Look at you, girl!" It was just so exciting because, like, I was like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm doing this finally."
Sorry, how long did that take? Like, setting up and all those things.
One night.
One night? You made this thing one night? You were really motivated.
I was like, no, like I can't keep doing this to myself. And I feel like something that also pushes me to like continue what I'm doing is, I have worked in so many fields.
Right,
In the short period of time that I've been in Canada,
Bro,
I've been a sales assistant.
That's a conversation.
Yeah, I've been a sales assistant and administrative assistant. I've been a personal
Picking up
assistant.
skills,
Yes.
right.
So it's like I've done so many things, and I've
Wow.
constantly thought to myself, I'm not happy here. I'm not happy here. I'm not enjoying this. I'm not enjoying this. And then I started making hair, and it was like, it might take long, but I enjoy it.
And
Maybe
you're
there's
applying
something
those
else I could
skills
do.
from
Yes.
those days there. You said administrative, bro, that's management skills, organizational skills, you know those things.
Customer service, conversational skills,
and when
how
you're
to
running a
keep
business
rapport, empathy,
alone,
like, yeah.
is much needed, because if something, now you be the customer service, you're the receptionist, you're the accountant, so you know, if you don't have those, and it's so easy to mess those things up. And I think at this let me use the word upcoming, at this upcoming level, that's the difference between those ones that you see, okay, these people, they will go there further. Because even like for my own business, my own service, right, you may think, oh, this person is further than me in life, or this person has more equipments and all that. But then when you, like customer feedback, for example, you now realize, okay, that's the difference. The lady was like,
exactly.
oh, you did it like this, I didn't know it could be like this. There are so many other women that install wigs and men that install wigs, but they came to installs by T because you have something specific. So it's a blessing. And I was going to ask you, right, that was just a pop-up or a random follow-up question. The Instagram page, right, did you notice any differences after creating it? Like, or were people reaching out more to you, or was there any change after making the Instagram page?
There was change, and it brought a lot of like nervousness also, and anxiety, because like I said, I was only doing hair for like my inner circle, and if I'm doing outer, like it would be maybe someone that, like one person that I don't know at all, like maybe for the next 2 weeks.
Wow.
But now I would have like almost all the installs in a whole week is someone I don't know, I've never seen before, and it's really, really like nerve-wracking meeting new people.
You're a human being first, right?
Meeting new people, trying, because I always want you to constantly feel comfortable.
Once
relaxed,
you get
to my house, I want you to be comfortable.
And you see, that's the day they're coming into your space too, so that's another, out of your comfort zone.
Yeah. So I would say that,
you saw a difference.
Yeah, I saw a big difference. I saw more people booking, I saw more people messaging, I saw more people. I feel like even outside, even if they don't follow the account, I've heard someone be like, oh, like I've seen your account before on Instagram, installs by T, right? And they're like, oh, I'm going to send you a message for a booking. And it's really, really nice to see.
Like I tell people all the time, bro, just put yourself out there. A lot of people are waiting till everything is set up and everything is, you have your shop, bro, but you never know who is watching. Like your best clients might probably be someone that they were scrolling around randomly, they saw your page and all that. And like, it's so easy to look at the followers. Well, I only have 100 followers, meaning I only have 100 clients. There are probably 200 more people who have not just followed you, because it's like, why am I following a week? You know, like if I want to get a sack, I easily DM her, you know. So that's really good to hear from you. And okay, you've mentioned a couple of the obstacles you face, like getting out of your comfort zone, you know, leaving your, like, crossing certain boundaries, right? So could you explain how you dealt with those obstacles, and if there's any other obstacle that you also faced, what are they and how did you handle them?
I feel like it's something I kept repeating to myself whenever I faced obstacles that had to do with like my personality and another person's personality, or me putting myself in a certain space. I just kept repeating to myself, like, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. You can do all things through Christ. Because genuinely, like, me telling myself, you can do this, to me, it wasn't holding water.
It's not you now.
Do you get what I'm saying? Because it's really not me.
Yeah.
So once I put it in God's hands, anytime I felt nervous in my mind, I was like, so you don't trust God?
Right.
Like, what are you trying to say? So I was able to get over obstacles that would affect, like, my mental health or affect me and my personal space that way, and I haven't really been facing them anymore. I would be nervous or anxious when someone is coming, but then I know at the end of the day, once they arrive, because once the person leaves my seat, I'm like, why were you so anxious?
It's like anything happened.
What were you stressing about?
Yeah.
And then some other obstacles obviously would be, I have certain wig stylists and wig installers that I look up to.
Okay.
And I feel like something I do unknowingly is I look at their work and look at my work, and I try to replicate their work. Once I replicate their work, I start thinking to myself, how can I make it better? And then my mind now starts like I start overthinking so many
Okay.
things.
Okay.
So, for example, I had an install that someone wanted me to do for them, and it was a very, very specific style, right? And I compared it to another wig stylist that I follow,
Okay.
and I was like, the way they did it, it looks really nice. So I did it on the person, and it was like the exact replica, but I still wasn't satisfied because it was the exact replica. Do you get what I'm saying? I wanted something to make it look different. I didn't want it to make it seem like, yeah.
Right.
So I feel like that's another obstacle that I find, finding and adding my own touch to different styles, because it's not just one install type that someone is
Right.
coming
People
in for.
come with their-
There are like
yeah.
variety of styles.
Right.
So adding my touch is something that I feel like I struggle
I
with.
never knew wigs had style. Or like I know there's that lace front wig. You know how like they'll flip the wig, they're not in there in the front. I just yeah. You know what I'm talking about? In 2010 or so, it was raining. That's the least. Then this is your
Like the
style. I don't
flip
know.
over sewings, yeah.
I don't know what this style is called, but this is like the
This is a closure install.
closure install. You get me? I never
Yeah.
knew. I don't know if we should go into that because I'm pretty sure there's so many people out there like me that are clueless, right? But I was going to say like concerning what you said. Me personally, I think that's just joint inspiration, right? But then that's the thing with inspiration. There's a very thin line between inspiration and comparison, and it's so easy to cross that line. Like there's nothing wrong with what you're doing. Like okay, I look up to this person. Imitate their art, but then make it better. That's adding your own touch to things. But when it's a case of you're now using them to bring your own self down, that's now when it becomes a problem. So like I wouldn't say you should stop doing that. It's like do it, but you need to find that balance. And like you said, you know, always affirm, you know, be sure like okay, you know, my strength is in the Lord, you know, like this is my own, I'm not this person, this is me, you know. So that's good, that's very good. And because you started it a long time ago, obviously how you're feeling about it, like from the way you're even talking, I can tell that you feel more confidence in it. But okay, let's use the time frame, Canadian time frame, because you said you started a long time ago. But how do you feel now in this very moment? Yeah, exactly, compared to then.
Like you said, I feel much more confident, much more. 2022, the reason why, another thing that used to stop me from going forward with the craft was, like you said, comparing myself to other wig stylists and just thinking to myself that I know this wig stylist, I know this one, I know this one, I know this one, and they're all in Winnipeg. Like there's literally no space for me here. But now, I'm in this space and I'm thinking to myself that there's literally space for more people. So
like it's not shop. That's good, bro.
It's something that everyone can succeed in the craft without having to compete at all. So now I don't even look at things as like competitions. I hardly compare myself to other wig stylists. The only thing I think to myself is how can I be better? Do you get what I'm saying? So I feel like that's so I feel like that's a very, very big change.
Internalize it, right? That's good. So what I got from that is that before you're looking at other people, like looking outside the window, looking at the lights, but now it's like you're looking internal, inside, you know, looking at yourself, and that's very good. All those kind of, it's only up. You can only improve in that kind of mentality. And so for me, like I started video production since 2020 or thereabouts, and as a person I've grown. My faith with God, my relationship, my journey with God has changed, and those things always changes my business, you know. Like there are certain kind of videos that I don't produce anymore because I feel it doesn't align with my values and all that, you know. There are certain kind of places I don't go, there are certain kind of messages I don't pass in those videos because it doesn't align with, you know. So I'm pretty sure it's the same with you, but then it's like, it's wigs, right? Like, you know, how would your values affect your wigs? But I'm not going to downplay it because I'm pretty sure it can. So how would you say your values, your beliefs, your upbringings, you know, your growth has affected the business?
I feel like my growth has made me more open to, how do I put it? I kind of see people differently now. So I'm guarded normally. I'm someone that has like several walls before you even try to, like, before we have to be friends. But I've created this space where it comes to my installs where like I have this rapport with every single customer that I have, every single client that I have, everyone that sits in my seat. So I feel like when it comes to my values or like my upbringing and my belief and all of that, it has spilled over into my install business because now it's like, I just want everyone to feel loved. I want everyone, because when you come, you know you know what my religion is, you know who I serve and all of that.
Right.
One way or the other, I could hop up in a conversation.
Right.
If you're comfortable or not, we would have a conversation about it if you want to. So like it's always a comfortable space. Everyone, like, you're always going to feel loved because that is what I was brought up with. I was brought up in an environment where you just want, it's basically my mom trained me to just love the next person irrespective of what it could be. Like, take the action away from the person. Do you get what I'm saying? So everyone that comes into my seat, that's what I do. I take whatever it is that could be making me feel anxious about the person or anything. Like, I don't have it in my head anytime because I'm just like, I just want everyone to feel comfortable and be happy and be like,
relax.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful because you know that scripture, love your neighbor as yourself. For the longest time, the way I understood it was your Christian neighbor. That's the only person you love as yourself. Hates the others. You get me? But love your neighbor as yourself. Whether the guy in a devil worshipper, whether the guy in a cultist, your job is to love them. You know, first of all, love. Like, obviously, you're not going to sit there and engage and try and change their mind or try and accept their beliefs or anything. But love. You know, you can love somebody without even speaking to them. If you're standing and I see, okay, you're like physically distressed and there's an extra, I'll offer you that chair. You know, that's love, right? You get me? So it's really good to see it in that kind of space. Wow. So I feel like you've already answered this question. What differentiates you from other brands? And when I say I feel like you've answered this, I feel like you said the love part of it. You know, there are so many wig installers, right?
Yeah, wig
There's
stylists,
so many wig stylists, thank you. So many wig stylists, right, that maybe you just show up and then you get out, like, you'll be out of there quick, but you just feel like, you won't even like, oh, you didn't connect with a human being, you know? And most times, it's something like this, that connection that will keep bringing people back, you know? So me personally, I feel like that's what differentiates you from others, but what would you say differentiates your brand from other brands?
I feel like, let me start here. Every single thing and every single choice that I have made in life has been influenced by God, down to what I studied, the jobs I had, and all of that. When I was speaking about the different jobs I had had, we were talking about customer service and like managerial positions. When I talk about how God has set me up for this, I'll talk about psychology in the sense that I'm very, very good at observing people. Do you get what I'm saying? So once I see someone, I kind of watch for a few minutes just to observe what you like, what you find, like what you're comfortable with. I ask you a few questions. If I know you're someone that is not a talkative, I don't want to say I have multiple personalities, but like, I know how to adapt to any situation. So basically you're going to constantly feel comfortable. And I feel like that's something that even my clients repeat back to me, other than the fact that I'm striving for you to love what it is you have on, I'm also making you feel comfortable. I'm asking you questions to make sure that you are, like, the experience I'm giving you, is it actually an experience for you, or is it all in my head? Do you get what I'm saying? So I try to make it memorable for everyone that comes in.
That's so deep. Is it all in my head? Because sometimes you think, oh, I'm showing this person love, I'm being very, but you're not.
I do like constant check-ins with my clients. Do you like it? And I honestly tell them, be honest with me. There's nothing you can say that would make me say, oh, let me tear this wig off your head. I'm not doing it again. Do you like it? If you don't, what is it you want me to change about it? And I would actually change it because...
No, not asking for compliments.
Exactly.
Like, you really want to know.
Like, I actually want to know if you like it, because one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure you like it. And I'm going to make sure. And if you don't like it, then we're going to have a conversation on the things that, on how we could compromise and fix it. I'm not one of those stylists that once you express yourself to me, well, obviously respectfully, once you respectfully express yourself to me, I'm not going to kick you out of the seat. It doesn't matter what it is. I take constructive criticism very, very well. And I take criticism in a way where it's like, if I don't see what you're saying, you would definitely explain it to me so I could see it.
I see that's customer service right there, because customer service will teach you how to say no without saying no, but like, you know, sugarcoat is, you have to be firm, you know, and those are the things you need to learn for your business, because there's sometimes, okay, yes, they may come and I don't really like it, but deep down, you know, like, you followed their instructions, you know, and this is not something you can just fix like that. So you have to find a way to have that difficult conversation.
With
Like,
the-
I understand you don't like it, but I
Exactly.
can't really do, you know, all those kind of things.
And another thing I do is that I make sure that I educate my customers. So when you're sitting in my seat, I'm
Informed
not going to
decision
just
making.
look at your wig and be like, okay, this is
This is
a
what you
13 by 4
need.
wig. It's not able to do
Right.
this style, but and I will just be doing all of that in my head. No, before we even
two of
get
us,
there, you are letting me know what the lace size is, so I can tell you what type of styles that lace size can do. I could tell you to send me a picture of it. It's like every step I'm going to educate you basically, so you can know that it's either going to turn out this way or it's not going to turn out this way, and it all depends on the quality of the wig majority of the time. Do you get what I'm saying? So I ask very, very probing questions to my clients to make sure that whatever it is they're bringing to their appointments, before they even arrive, they are aware of what they're expecting from it.
And it also helps you prepare as well, because then you're like, okay, you know, ways that things, like for example, you said the length and all those things. So
Yeah.
you know, okay, with this length, this is what I can do. With this length, I can't do that. So what you're asking for is very, very bizarre. You get me? So that's dope. But I had a follow-up question about the adaptability, because it's something as I like to do. I feel like I'm someone that can enter any environment and I would be able to get along with people.
Yeah.
Unless maybe there are people that go against my own values and my beliefs in God, you know, stuff like that. Then obviously I know I cannot relate, because then now I'm going against what I believe in. And that's something that's been a struggle for me, because as I grow older, I'm learning more and more how to be myself unapologetically, right? It's like really be myself, don't try and change up just to fit in or whatever, right? But in that case, you need to learn how to adapt, you need to learn how to be fluid, how to shape shift, you get me? And my question is, because me, sometimes when I do that, I feel like I'm being fake or I'm losing some part of myself, right? But at the same time, is that I have to do that to be able to relate with my clients or relate with my colleagues or whatever, right? So I was going to ask, like, do you ever feel that way? And if you do, like, what's your solution or what's your remedy for that?
I wouldn't say I feel that way, mostly because something that I've learned to do from, like, for a very, very long time is, like I said, like, things that, like, people's actions or their beliefs that I don't agree with, I kind of take them away from the person.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm saying? So when
That's
I
not
speak
easy,
on,
though.
it's not easy.
You said it so casual, but that's not easy.
It's not easy, but I feel like the way I look at it is more of like, you might not believe what I believe, you might not like what I like. Like, we might literally be on opposite sides completely, but I'm going to take all of that out of the equation and just look at you as a person. That doesn't mean we can't have a conversation. That doesn't mean you can't say things I would find funny, or I can't say things that you would find funny. And honestly, a lot of times once someone laughs, all the tension is gone.
It's gone.
You even forget that you have opposing
You
beliefs
feel bad,
sometimes.
self,
Yeah,
you
you're like,
know?
oh my gosh, I can't be
Yeah,
like,
this
because
person was
someone's
mad at-
personality is very
Right,
different from what they
right,
believe
what
and
they
who.
believe,
Do you get what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
So I always strive to like seek that person's personality compared to looking at their beliefs or
Try that, yeah. Okay, so it has been a very what's the word for? It's not enlightening.
Inspirational,
No, there's a God.
exceptional,
Keep going, just keep going.
amazing,
No, like
gorgeous,
enlightening. It's not enlightening now. That sounds
mind-boggling.
Nah, you are very wrong. Just forget. But let me also say educational. There's been a very educational and inspirational episode, you know, discussing with you. Like, I've learned so much, like the stuff you mentioned about, you know, getting to know people for who they are, taking the action away from the person. You know, so many other things, like about your business as well, that I've learned that I never knew. And you're my friend, I never knew. So it's good to learn those things. It's good to know those things. And you know, it's so easy to get, like, when you're on a train, it's so easy to just be so tunnel vision that you forget to look around, you know. So I feel it's important to have these kind of discussions. Not all of them will be published, but you know, it's still good to have these kind of discussions with your friends, because it's like, after hearing what you said, you know, what you've done, it's like, I'll wake up tomorrow and be like, my friend Tammy is doing this. Myself, you know, like these are people I'm surrounded with. It's not a competition, but it's like they're inspiring me and pushing me. Like, okay, my friend can do this, and this somebody, we have the same, you know, we graduated the same year, you know, we face the same obstacles, you know, with everything basically. I don't want to go to in-depth with this. So when you see that kind of person, right, that you know they've walked the same path with you, they are doing all it pushes you to do better. But with that being said, do you like, would you like to share your long-term plans or long-term goals? Like obviously nobody knows the future, but
Yeah.
so far.
Obviously, I'm looking to stay a wig stylist, not just like for everyone, a celebrity wig stylist.
There
I'm
you
looking to
go.
get up there, have my own beauty store and all of that.
Amen.
All in God's time.
Amen.
I'm looking to add more services because I am improving and building myself. I'm looking to also start making wigs. So I'm learning
beautiful.
more about it and all of that. So yeah, that's basically what I'm doing. For now, I'm still learning. But my long-term goal would just be to build it and have like a full-on plaza, and it's just like
Wow.
my
Amen,
stuff.
bro.
Yeah.
Amen. See, but let me just tell you people something. Everybody has talent in this world, though, let me tell you. You can meet like Tammy now, for example, you'll be just there, she's just installing wigs just for fun of it, bro. You don't know what God has blessed you with, though. And he said it in the Bible that he'll bless the works of your hand, bro. This small business can take you, bro, to countries that you've never heard of. You get me? Like literally here, the plans that you gave me all started from was just doing braids on
That's
the chair,
so true, yeah.
chair leg with your, you know, something as little as that. But you can easily sit back and be like, oh no, I don't have talents. But instead, you know, start small. Don't despise your little beginnings, because the later shall be bigger thereof. That's what I'm talking about.
I believe.
Yeah, permit me, I'm sorry. But yeah, you get the gist of this, man. Like genuinely just chase your dreams. And I know it's not easy. Like she didn't even get to tell us all the obstacles that she faced, because she was a student when she started this thing. So
and I had a job to full time.
you get me? So it's,
2 jobs when
it's
I
not
started.
just roses and this thing,
yeah.
bro. You go suffer, but you know that's the difference between the best. The best keep going regardless. Life will knock you down. You get up and keep going and keep going. And like she said, it's not her own strength. She doesn't rely on her own strength. She relies on strength of God, right? So I really hope if there's one thing you left, let it be that one thing. And I really hope you guys learned a lot from this episode like I did. It was really nice having you here, Tammy, and thank you for educating us and inspiring us. Do you have any final words or?
No, I'm joking. I'm joking, I do. Thank you for having me, Jeffrey.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I haven't spoken about like this business before, so speaking about it today also helped me learn a lot of stuff. So thank you. It was great. You guys can follow me on Instagram.
There you go.
Installs by T.
There you go.
Yeah, and that's about it.
All right, guys. I've been Jeffrey.
And it's Tammy.
And I'm not cutting this. We will put it there.
It was a joke. Wait, no. Jeffrey, sit down.
You know, hey.